What's going on, YouTube? I got an aluminum boat to do. This is what we got going on today. AB weld. That was my fault, but it gave me a good idea, so we'll talk about that in a second. But it's split all along the seam, it looks like. I'll have to double check on that. But also, it's got a hole on the hull. I was in the middle of doing this, and then I got the genius idea that I want to take you guys, YouTube, along with me, just in case I fuck something up. I would love, absolutely love, if you tell me in the comments below how dumb I am, how bad at welding I am. Tell me I'm a fucking idiot. Please send all those comments my way. Oh boy, I can't wait. See, like I was saying in the beginning of the video, I fucked up and I kind of I melted a little too much of this piece of aluminum. This piece that I think it just shields the hull. I messed up. I heated that a little bit too much, attempting to get some of that JB weld off. But it gave me a good idea. If I play this game with the heat, and if I play it like I'm not stupid, then I should be able to melt off that whole piece of, we'll call it flat stock, just because I know that the guy who JB welded this, he packed it heavy. There's a lot of JB weld inside of that flat stock, and I don't think I'll be able to get it out to weld on top of it, and it's leaking someplace. I gotta find the leak to fix the leak, and if I fuck up, then you know, it'll be on video. Woo! I think this might be a gamble that actually pays off. Whew. You know, it just hit me that I should have some PPE on, maybe. Way at the bottom of that that little piece of angle that we cut off. My phone's about to die, so I'm gonna finish cleaning these bolts off, what's left of them anyway, and then I'll catch you on the next clip. Go ahead and cleaned it up, and this is what we got. Obviously that's one. This little guy, this spot, and then all along the bottom, all along that seam, again about 10-ish, 8 to 10 inches. While I'm welding this, I'm just gonna keep my eyes open, see if I see anything else kind of pop up. But all these holes for these bolts, I went ahead and just knocked them off. I'll do a little plug weld on each one of them, and then I'll PT it so I know it's not leaking anything. But yeah, let's get it done. Yeah, just like that. Don't take much, folks. Don't take much. So, something that I didn't actually know until it came up to bit me in the ass, and a lot of you guys say, oh, that's obvious. How did you not know that? Well, it's because I didn't do a whole lot of it when I was just getting into welding. But anytime you have a weld split open with aluminum, you always gotta pop a hole on the end, on the two ends, so that way that split doesn't continue to open up. Now again, that's obvious, okay? That's newbie stuff. Anyone knows how to do that. Anyone knows that you should do that. I didn't. Maybe some of you guys don't. Now you do. look something like that. Now I still got a little bit of cleanup to do, but just want to show you guys exactly what I mean when I say popping these holes on the ends of the welds. These two guys. So this seam down at the bottom is still kind of leaking. So I'm just gonna weld what I can on this thing and kind of hit this guy last. Hopefully the heat will kind of steam off some of that condensation inside. But I'm gonna spool gun it. Gonna weld it about 20 volts. Let's see what that gets us. As always, disconnect the electrical systems, especially with aluminum welding. I've had a couple issues with that in the past. So what you see me doing now is not something I typically advise doing, just adding little tacks and just stacking them that way. But a lot of times on these old boats, the aluminum might as well be tinfoil. So my whole goal isn't actually to make the weld, it's just to add a little bit of meat to the bone. So on my next pass, on my actual weld, I have something to bite into. Trying to find a good place to get comfortable. Once I got access to the bottom of this boat, I found it had a lot of stuff inside. Fishing line, hooks, all the sludge at the bottom of a lake. Obviously that kind of makes things difficult to weld on top of, so I'm just doing my best to get as much of that stuff out as I can. So this is the fit up that I got. You know, it's weldable, it's doable. This is on the way bottom of the boat at the seam. Looks like this weld just kind of split up, so I'm gonna heat this up, get it nice and toasty, and then we'll lay a bead and we'll see how she looks in the end. So the way I PT this boat is simple. I find the plug and I plug in oh, plug in an air nozzle to the end of it, pump it up, and then I have the soapy solution. I just kind of splash onto the welds, and if I see it bubbling up, I know it's leaking, and I fix it. You know, I was actually kind of hoping that that we'd find a leak. Usually I have at least two that I gotta fix, but I'm not seeing any bubbles. Yeah, like I say, I was kind of hoping on at least one so I can show you what it looks like, but I mean, she's not leaking, so. Yeah, you saw in the last clip, not only did I use the plug, but I also did some, I found a hole inside the nose end, plug that in, just because I thought maybe, I don't own a boat, so I didn't know if maybe that wasn't the plug and I'm just being a fucking idiot. I don't know. So I found a hole to plug in on this side, and then one of the vents, I guess you could call it, just behind that. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't find any leaks, so not too bad. So I'm on my way to Home Depot now. Just gonna get a small piece of 1x1 aluminum angle, just because I cut off that piece that shields the actual hole. So I need to find something. I thought about getting like just a piece of flat 1/8" plate that I had laying in the shop, using that, but it's too much time involved. Usually I wouldn't buy steel off Home Depot, just because it's so damn expensive, but in this case it's a convenience thing, and ultimately it's not coming out of my pocket, so that's what I'm gonna do. 15 bucks. You believe that shit? That's absolutely nuts. So it'll sit something like that when it's done. Obviously I got a little bit of shaping to do on this piece of angle, but and I'll clean up, you know, all the edges so it looks nice. But I also like this idea, just in case any of these plugs do want to pop open, then at least I know that the leak is encapsulated in this piece of angle. So I'll have to think of something to do with these end pieces. I want to cap them off, just like, because I say I want this whole thing to be encapsulated. Should this guy, you know, bump into something, or maybe my welds just fail, you know, it happens occasionally, then at least I know it's got this this plan B. So the fit up is half decent, I think. So there's nothing left to do now but weld it. I did see a small spot on this weld that I didn't like. Even though it wasn't leaking, I'm still just gonna hit it anyway. It looked like it might have been a pinhole. The last thing I want is this guy to come back and be like, hey, my boat's still leaking and you need to fix it. So I just take the time now so that I can do it once and only one time, and then get paid, and then hopefully not have to see this boat again. So funny story about that. When I was just getting into my welding business, maybe a month, maybe two, I had this aluminum boat come in. Kind of the same as what I'm doing now, a bunch of JB weld gashes in a couple of spots. I didn't have a spool gun then, so I had to TIG weld it, and I could not get it to hold. I didn't know a whole lot about the setup. I didn't know about putting the holes on the ends. I didn't know any of this. So it kept coming back again and again and again. And I bid this job way too low. I bid it, I think, at $250 to do. So easily at the end of the day, I spent about 25 hours fixing this guy's boat, and I could not get it to hold. So I had to give him his money back. And so I spent all that time, all that money on consumables, on aluminum, and in the end, I didn't make a dime. Okay, I'm gonna PT this thing one last time, and if it fails, we'll keep welding, and if it doesn't, we'll clean up and call it a day. Nothing. Not a leak in sight. Look at that. Okay, well, that's all I got today. Hey, if you guys got anything out of this, like, comment, sub, all that good shit. But yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one.